Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Erev Tov, everybody. So we're in the middle of Klal Daled, which is the dealing with the prohibition of speaking of another person's wrongdoings. So here the Chafetz Chaim expands and he says, "Ve'en chiluk bazeh." There's no difference ben im hu lav gamur o aseh gmura deoraita hamfursam shehu asur. There's no difference in the case that Reuven cannot talk about Shimon's misdeed, whether it was in violation of a negative biblical commandment or failure to do a mitzvot aseh from the Torah, which is widely known to be forbidden. Shevadai yitpazeh meod lifnei hashomea. In either case, when you reveal that information, he will be demeaned in the eyes of the listener, al yedeh sipuro, as a result of Reuven's report. Afilu imhu davar she'en nizharin bazeh harbe me'amonei Israel. However, even if Shimon's behavior was about or did something about which many people disregard, are not meticulous, ve'en lo bazeh genut gadol kochach, and Shimon will not be so disparaged. So, for example, if you tell me, you reveal that Shimon is going to eat chametz on Pesach, that's a huge thing, for sure. Okay, I can understand why it's asur. He's going to be really, really embarrassed. But even when it's in regards to something that a lot of people don't do, for example, standing up for the elderly, standing up for your giving respect. A lot of people don't stand up when they're supposed to stand up. Maybe one day we'll talk about the laws about standing up for the elderly. But you mention it. Look at Shimon, he didn't stand up for the elderly. And most people don't stand up for the elderly. Okay. ואין בזה גנות גדול כל כך, כגון לומר על אחד שאינו רוצה ללמוד תורה. He gives an example. You can't say about someone that he's uninterested in learning Torah. You know how many people are uninterested in learning Torah? Majority of the Jews, the Tza'arenu, are uninterested in learning Torah. Or he said something that's a lie. Okay? In informing others about the falsehood. Okay? Provided that one's intention is doing so is only for the sake of toilet, then maybe it would be okay, but otherwise not allowed. It's forbidden for Reuven to relate Shimon's misdeed, because in any event, Reuven's report, you're basically stating that Shimon is someone who does not fulfill the mitzvot of the Torah properly. So here's scenario C. A new family on the block comes for Shabbat lunch, and the father monopolizes the conversation at the meal with talk about his business. You mentioned to another neighbor that you had the family over, and he asks, "What are they like?" You give a positive report, but add that the man cannot stop talking business. Because speaking business is not permitted on Shabbat, the information implies that the guest violated the Torah, and therefore it is Lashon Hara. And speaking business about Shabbat is something that a lot of people do. So it's not something that a person is really going to feel embarrassed about. But nevertheless, you are you are clearly stating that this guy did an avera, and therefore it is Lashon Hara. Va'afilu lesaper alav be'anfei hamitzvot. It's forbidden for Reuven to tell others that Shimon neglects certain details of mitzvot. Kegon shehu atzran be'mamon. That he is tight-fisted when it comes to money. Or ve'eno mechabed kara'ui, and therefore he doesn't honor the Shabbat properly. Oh, that guy, when it comes to Shabbat, he is basic, chips and hummus. That's all he puts on his table. He doesn't honor, he doesn't buy meat, he doesn't buy chicken, he doesn't buy fish. Shedavar ze nichlal b'mitzvat aseh ze zachor, because honoring Shabbat properly is a definition of zachor et yom HaShabbat lekadesho. Ukmo shekatav b'Sefer Charedim, as it is written in Sefer Charedim. So therefore, by saying that Shimon is not giving proper respect to one of the mitzvot, it's Lashon Hara. Or afilu hu milta derabanan be'alma. It applies even if it's just a rabbinic matter. Shehem amru she'en ra'ui la'asot ze hadavar lechatechila. For example, if the rabbi said that really you shouldn't be doing this, and Shimon went and performed it, Vehu mesaper alav, and then Reuven talks about Shimon that he didn't do it. Afilu shelo belefanav, even not in his presence. Vehu emet, and it's a truth. Gam ken asur. This is also forbidden in Lashon Hara. Next halacha. Yitchalek ze adin lifratim achadim. However, this law that we said of speaking of someone's sinful behavior can be divided into categories. Uchmo she'avayer, as I will now explain. De'im hu ish benoni. If Shimon was an average person, kistam ish Yisrael, who behaves like a common Jewish man, shedarko leishtamer mechet, who generally prevents or guards himself from averot, v'nichshal bechet rak lifamim, and he just stumbles in sin occasionally. Then, yesh litlot she'asa davar zeh shelo mitkaven. Maybe Shimon performed this avera without intent. Maybe that wasn't his intent. Or he was unaware that it was forbidden. Or C, or he just thought that the obligation to refrain from it was only a stringency, it wasn't an obligation. Which only certain ksherim, upstanding people keep. If it's possible that maybe Shimon was in one of these three categories, then even if people see Shimon do this repeatedly, therefore you must definitely give Shimon the benefit of the doubt if he could fall into one of those possibilities. And in such a case, you're not allowed to reveal the misconduct of Shimon, lest he be considered a sinner and denigrated in the eyes of the people. And not only is it forbidden to relate it to other people, but you cannot personally view him in a disgraceful light. And you're not allowed to, it's forbidden to despise Shimon because of this. Since you must judge Shimon favorably and give him the this is actually a biblical mitzvah of betzedek tishpot amitecha, to judge your fellow favorably. That's not up for discussion. That's what the Torah actually says, that we have to judge our fellow favorably. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll stop here because it's Rosh Chodesh tonight, Bezrat Hashem, and we have what to sing, and we'll continue Bezrat Hashem tomorrow.